With that, we do have a weather impact alert, 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. That's when we think the highest rain chances are going to be for the coastal bend. And a lot of these scattered to numerous showers and even a couple of storms mixed in there, going to be closer to the coast this morning. So make sure you grab your rain gear on your way out the door. And as John Thomas was kind of hinting towards, make sure you're driving carefully. Here's a look at those rain chances. I went ahead and highlighted when we have that weather impact alert for. Over the course of today, we'll see somewhere around 50 to 60% of coverage for the coastal bend. Again, a lot of that closer to the coast, but at any one time, we're really expecting scattered coverage, and that tapers off pretty slowly as we head into the later afternoon and evening hours. But we will keep a low rain chance into the overnight hours. Here's a look at Corpus Christi and the surrounding areas right now. We have some of that lighter rain making its way across our area, and if we blow this out, again, you can see a lot of the heaviest rain offshore at this point, though we did see some pretty decent thunderstorm activity down to our south, kind of moving up the islands earlier today. And as I mentioned, this rain, the mixture of the light, misty qualities of it and with the cloud cover, that's leading to lower visibilities across the area. So again, make sure you're giving yourself plenty of time out on the roadways. This is what it looks like right now from our Lex Cam. You can't even see the Old Harbor Bridge. You can't see the new one. You can barely even see the aquarium or downtown, depending on where exactly this is looking. We still can't see much of anything right now. So across the coastal bend, we generally are seeing clouds in those showers, temperatures in the 60s at this point. Heading into the rest of this afternoon, by lunchtime, we're seeing those scattered activity, those scattered showers and storms staying across the coastal bend. So we're keeping up that activity, and into the afternoon, we're still going to have some on our radar. I do think we see a little bit more than what Futurecast is showing here, but we are going to have our temperatures pretty similar to what is being shown on Futurecast right now. Temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s across the coastal bend today. Into tonight, areas of fog trying to form, temperatures in the low 60s to start your Thursday morning, and into the 80s tomorrow afternoon. So we're going to be much warmer, and then as we head into your Friday, cooler as we see a front coming back into the coastal bend, and will cool off for about a day or so. So the reason we're seeing these rain showers this morning is moisture here at the surface and some upper level energy at the same time. All of that kind of coming together right over the coastline. That is all going to move away from us in the coming days. Then we see that cold front come through. That helps dry us out. And then as we look towards the end of this coming week and early next week, high pressure moving in. And as we head towards Christmas time, that sits on top of us and moves over us, keeping us generally rain-free, as well as a lot warmer than we should be for this time of year. So for this front that we're expecting heading into tomorrow, the evening to overnight hours, not looking at much in terms of rainfall, and really only a very brief cool down to where we should be for this time of year. So heading into today, make sure you've got that umbrella handy, scattered showers and storms, temperatures staying in the seeing this rain. So this is what we call a mesoanalysis. It's one of the products that the Weather Service puts out. And what I want to point out to it, this is what we look at, what our weather graphics make really nice and pretty for y'all. This is kind of the behind the scenes nitty gritty. So what we have on here, these little kind of yellowish lines are what we call wind barbs. So that's where the wind is going. And I wanted to point out, we have what's called an inverted trough here. So our wind direction is making this kind of upside down U shape, and I can put this line right through the middle of it. And generally to the left side of this is where we see higher rain chances. On top of that, we have what's called moisture convergence. So the moisture from the Gulf just colliding into itself, and those two things, when they combine, you can see that moisture convergence right here, those contours, that is where we're seeing those highest rain chances. That's why we're seeing it right along the coast, and that is exactly what we're seeing right now in Texas. We have a lot of the rain right along the coast and a little bit to our south in Corpus Christi this morning. Temperatures in the 60s, but again, a couple of upper 50s out towards Duval County. And a lot of the heavier stuff has moved offshore, but we are, I think, going to see kind of a resurgence in some of that heavier shower activity as we head into this afternoon. Now, in terms of holiday lights today, probably not going to be the best day. It's going to be red, a no-go, but the next couple of days as we dry out, we're looking more like a green Christmas light here. Heading into Friday, we even have a little bit of a cool down. A weak cold front comes through. Otherwise, expect generally partly cloudy to mostly sunny conditions and a little bit of a breeze as we head into the end of this forecast right here. John Thomas.
Thank you so very much.
Expecting the highest chances, again, generally closer to the coast for those scattered to numerous showers. So make sure you've got your rain gear handy, whether that be an umbrella, a rain jacket, and drive careful on the roadways. Not only are they going to be slick, we have lowered visibilities due to the misty kind of nature of this rain. It's very light, very fine, can make it hard to see from time to time. So those rain chances, I highlighted the weather impact alert time frame. You can see it's in the earlier part of the day and into the earlier afternoon hours. Generally expecting scattered coverage from about 40 to 60%, somewhere in that window is what we're anticipating later today. Here's a look at South Texas radar. This is the Brownsville and Corpus Christi radars. Lots of light activity over the coastal bend, but a lot of the heaviest activity is offshore and especially down to our south. And I mentioned earlier that coastal trough, which we can really clearly see in the wind field right here, that upside down U shape, and how the line going down the center of it, that is where we're finding those showers and storms. So we're going to be watching that throughout today. Here's a closer look at the coastal bend. A lot of the activity off to our north at this point. Again, making visibilities not all that great, just a couple of miles across the entire coastal bend. So here's what it looks like right now, and we're seeing a little bit better conditions outside right now compared to where we were about 15 or 20 minutes ago. Temperatures currently are in the 60s with those clouds and light rain chances throughout the area. Into this afternoon, I do think we're going to see a little bit more activity than what Futurecast is showing right here, but we are expecting, as I mentioned, those scattered showers and storms throughout this afternoon, again, generally closer to the coast and across our northeastern counties. So I think the placement is pretty good on this. It's just that I think there's a little bit more that's going to be going on. Highs today in the low 70s, and tomorrow morning, I should say, in the 60s. Tomorrow afternoon, then warmer as we dry out and get more sunshine, topping out near 80 for your Thursday afternoon. So here's that moisture in the inverted trough, the energy with it. That's all why we're seeing those rain chances today. That moves out, and we see a weak cold front come in heading into later tomorrow. So not expecting a lot in terms of rain with this front. It's going to be on the weaker side. And then as we head into later this coming week and early next week, high pressure moves in, and that's going to help to keep us dry, to keep us sunny, and to keep us warm as we head into the Christmas holiday. So for that front tomorrow, kind of backtracking, not really expecting much out of it, dry passage, and temperatures dropping about 10 degrees, and it only does that for about a day. So taking our winds where we can get them. We've got those rain chances today, staying in the 70s, so that will be nice, but we dry out equally as nice. But temperatures in the 80s for a lot of our 7-day forecast. Again, weather impact alert for this morning, so